Welcome back to the Dreamcasting Gaming Podcast. I'm back today with Carl and Sean. And today we're going to have an episode covering a few things, which I will let you know now. We will be talking or discussing, shall I say, the recent announcement of Space Marine 3, which I'm sure anyone listening knows me and Warhammer will be somewhat happy about that. And also Warner Brothers shutting down Monolith, which is a shame. We'll also touch on Harry Potter. The series has now casted Professor Snape, and that will be something to discuss, as well as we are getting close to the full-on reveal of the Switch 2, and we're going to have our last thoughts and hopes for what we hope to see and what we may have heard may be coming, and such and such, along with maybe any randoms that pop up. So without further ado, we're going to go around the round table and we're going to see what's been going on since the last time we were able to speak together. So without further ado, Carl, how have you been? What's new? Talk to us.
Yeah, so we've been playing a few games, playing Monster Hunter Wilds. We're enjoying that. Very good game. Very impressed with what they put in and what they've kept in from the previous games that I like. So I've been playing that, enjoying that. A bit under the weather, so bear with me, people. Also been playing Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning, which is a game that some people might know about. It came out, got shut down, and was re-released by players and developers that wanted to keep the game going, so they got their own server. So you might not see it on Steam, but you can go on their website and you can download it there and have a go. It's free, so give it a go if you want to have a go. But it's a very good game. I'm very PvP focused. I'm not really like a PvP dungeon guy too much if I don't have to. But if you like PvP, like going against other people, like rolling around, just having fun, very good game to play. And I'm really into the Warhammer genre at the moment, and like I have always been, even from a kid going to Games Workshop. But Raf's introduced me back into it again, and I've fallen in love with all the platforms. I've been playing the strategy, Total War, Warhammer 3. I've been like looking at models, I might get into painting. So and I think we're going to touch on a Warhammer game that is doing very well, and it's got another third edition coming soon. And I think that's going to be a really exciting topic to talk about. But just been chilling and trying to get over this cold because this weather's doing me in. But yeah, all good.
Okay, good. Sounding good. Okay, so that was good to hear, Carl. Hope you get a bit better. Moving on to you, Sean. Talk to us. Tell us what's been going on since the last time.
Yeah, I've actually played and surprisingly completed quite a couple games. So for me, I completed Avowed. So I played and completed Avowed, Obsidian's RPG, which initially looked like their version of Skyrim when it was first announced, and obviously they took I heard the game got rebooted quite a few times, so that's why it looks a lot different to what they originally showed. And I also completed Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Absolutely like amazing game. Like for me, that's the best game so far this year.
You play number one? No, sure. You play number one?
No, I started playing number one, so I'm like 10 hours into number one.
Okay.
Because 2 really put me onto it now. Like 2. Yeah, after playing 2, I was like, this is amazing.
I must say. When I first played number one, I played it for a little bit like you, and then I actually went back to the game, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to complete this game, and I completed it, and that's how I knew that this new one was going to be like you know, like it's gonna knock everything out of the park, because they had everything there, but it just wasn't accessible. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It wasn't like,
Yeah,
you know, didn't
yeah,
draw you in. You're thinking, what is this, man? But until you get deep,
yeah,
it's like you dig into the game, you think, oh, this has actually got so
yeah.
much content in the game, you know?
Yeah,
So
and that's what it was, because the first one launched, and I remember people were saying it was buggy and all of this. So
yeah,
I
man, it
sort of
was
just
fun.
like
Yeah,
walked out. Yeah, I didn't
you couldn't
really.
get past the first,
Yeah.
like, I think what it was, there was a bit where you're I'm gonna spoil it, you probably know, because it shows you in the second one, but your village, your parents are killed and everything and all
Mm.
that, yeah, and you're in the village, yeah, and it's like you can't get past, you can see the boss, but you can't get to the boss, and it was like you had to do the whole
That's
thing
mad.
all. I done that first bit about 5 times before it actually worked. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh
And I
wow.
think that's what
Yeah.
put me off the first time. Do you know what I'm saying? All
Yeah. Yeah. Because
so
I just heard it was people were like, oh, it's a buggy mess. So I was like, all right, let me
it
stay
was,
away
it
from
was,
that.
it was because remember they were just a little small company, like they're just a
Yeah. It
small.
was their first game. It was
Yeah,
their first
exactly.
game.
This is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So I, you know, you had to give them a chance. But what they were doing, I knew that they were onto something. So when I saw number 2 getting, I said, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
haven't
When
played
I
it yet.
saw that's the thing. When I saw number 2, I was like, damn, these guys. This
Mm,
is just such a step up from what I saw with number 1. And
100.
and obviously because I weren't too sure how I was going to feel about the game, obviously I went into number 2 because obviously
Mm,
number 2 really appealed to me. So I was like, all right, obviously they've
mm.
done a lot of improvements, a lot of this, and they're aware that a lot of their audience haven't played number 1. So
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were going to give you an introduction into the whole world. After playing it and
mm,
seeing what they've done there, I was like, this is actually amazing. And that's
yeah,
what made me go back to go and play number 1 to
yeah.
experience the story before it gets to
Yeah,
number 2.
you have to, because
Yeah.
even when you play it, like what they've done as well, they haven't gone too far away from what they did in the first one in terms of like
Yeah.
the whole way he like the, so when you go back to 1, it's not gonna feel so much different, you
No,
know.
no, because it's a lot of it
Yeah,
is there. That was
yeah,
it's already
exactly.
there. Like that.
It's
That's the
already
thing. A
there.
lot of
Everything was there.
it's
They
already
just
there. Yeah,
improved on like the sword play for me when I was
yeah,
because the first city you have to do a tournament. I know you have to do a tournament, but you have to do a
yeah,
tournament. And it was like so janky at some times, man. It's like, what
yeah,
the
yeah,
hell?
yeah. When I
You know
go
what I
back to it,
mean?
I was like, right, okay, this I can see where you lot were coming from and how
Yeah,
much you've improved on this combat. Because like when you're getting multiple opponents, it gets really messy in number 1. But
yeah,
in
man.
number 2, they really cleaned it up. So it's
Yeah,
like
that's what
it's
I'm saying.
much better. And it's like I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, I can
mm,
see where you lot have done this improvement. But a lot of the stuff is the same. A lot of everything, the way things work, the way
yeah,
all the quests work, when you go into places, a lot of it is all the same as number 2. And I was just
yeah,
like, this is
yeah,
it's just like, and they really did knock it out of the park with this second one. Like I'm like, this
yeah,
game for me is an absolute 10 out of 10. Like
yeah,
I
masterpiece.
think it's on par with Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
Baldur's
mm,
Gate 3 edges it because of I think it's more that it's that fantasy setting, right? It's
yeah.
magic and all these crazy things in it.
But
I mean,
but that's the thing though. That's the thing that could be because I know that I'm not gonna, sorry, I'm gonna go too long on this, but I know we're doing fantasy and sci-fi. I mean sci-fi and yeah, fantasy, whatever, maybe in another episode. But I think you
yeah,
should put like medieval settings in there as well, or something. You know, those sort of realistic settings.
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes some things appeal to you more. Some settings appeal to you more than others. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of what the funny thing is that fantasy is typically medieval with a mix of magic. So it's like a lot of like if you look at MMOs, a lot of them they are medieval settings, but they just
oh yeah,
have
yeah, yeah, yeah.
magic
Uh-huh.
added into
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's
Yeah,
got fantasy elements in it because
yeah.
a lot of people love the medieval setting. The medieval setting
I
is
think the medieval
basically the baseline.
standard. I think it's just standard for most
Yeah, it
games.
is. It's like for
Yeah,
most MMOs, medieval
yeah,
setting is absolutely the standard.
yeah,
And
yeah.
even games, like if you're looking at even Elden Ring, all these, it is at its core a medieval setting with
Yeah, it is.
swords and
It's
and
castles and
shields. You know what I'm saying? Castles,
yeah.
yeah,
But
like
then you got the
dragon. It's
dragon
a
element
medieval
and all that.
setting.
You know, the dragon
Yeah,
Yep,
sci-fi. That's
knights
like the,
and
yeah,
Knights of the Round
yeah.
Table, stuff like that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
yeah.
And what Kingdom
Mhm.
Come does is just goes to that setting without all the magic,
Yeah, but
without
that's the
all the
thing.
funny
It
stuff.
doesn't
Yeah.
make it boring though. That's the thing. It doesn't make
Yeah.
it
Oh no,
boring.
they did it excellent. Like they did it like Game of Thrones without any of the crazy
Yeah, yeah,
fantasy in
yeah,
Game of
yeah,
Thrones.
yeah.
It's just like the raw Game of Thrones.
Have you watched Kingdom? What's it called? I think is
The
it
Kingdom?
Kingdom?
Is it the Kingdom?
No, the
Kingdom?
one with um oh man.
Orlando Bloom? Or no, not Orlando Bloom.
No, bro. It's
Got
on
one of them
Netflix.
guys in it.
It's
Because I know there's a TV series, like there's the I know there's a couple shows that's called like there's one
It's
that's called
like
The Kingdom and something
it's
else.
basically when the Vikings invaded England, right? And it's set and it's Gutrid Brevedberg or something like that and it's basically he's half Viking and all this thing, but it's basically that medieval. It's basically like Kingdom Come Deliverance sort of thing, but but with Vikings of invading all them. So it's like that, but. Yeah, man, it's like that sort of. I don't know, man. It's just. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's just that sort of.
it's a lot, man.
It's not. It's got no. It hasn't got any like dragons or it's not. It's not a Game of Thrones like it's doing got a wolf or anything like that. But like it still keeps you involved because of that. The way they can kind of like put like I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to go into it because I know you haven't jumped into
No,
Kingdom Come 2 yet. But I can't wait for you guys to play it because it is absolutely the dialogue, everything is absolutely 10 out of 10
I
game.
had it, I had it,
nailed
and I refunded it because I had I had it, and I bought it by accident, so I had it, but
By accident,
it was in my basket,
What,
and I was like,
is it because you had it pre-ordered or something?
I had it in my basket, and I bought Monster Wild, so I kept Monster Wilds, and I played that, and I returned it, but I'm going to buy it again. When I buy, but the thing is, it doesn't matter to me when I play that game because when I play that game, it's going to be the same experience. Do you know what I'm saying?
There's no rush. Like Monster, you made the right choice with Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I only watched the first little few bits, the introduction bit, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? Just to see how it was looking and that. But after that, I'm not watching no one play.
My mum is absolutely like they just absolutely knocked out the park.
And I'm not even doubting that.
Yeah. Like when a company just nails dialogue, story, twists and turns, everything about the game is completely nailed. Like I can't criticize any part of the game. It's just because obviously you know how open world games are. You can get a little bit of the jank and funniness in an open world because an NPC can walk into a door and they get stuck at a door or something like that. Like silly things can happen like that, but that doesn't detract from the game. Like it doesn't like do anything to sort of like there was never a part where I was like, oh, I'm stuck, I can't progress this mission.
And there was a bit, I saw in the introduction. I think this guy, he killed a couple guys outside the woman's house or something, and one of them ran off. Right, he chased the guy down, and then it got to a point where the guy was running, and it said to him, "You can't leave. You can't just leave them room by herself." Do you know what I'm saying? There wasn't like a visible wall saying like you can't go, but it come up and said, you can't leave. I can't. I think he says I can't leave on the road.
It does a lot of common sense stuff.
Yeah, common sense
what's
stuff.
really good about it. Yeah, it does a lot of common sense stuff.
You wouldn't be chasing some dude and leave a woman with a dead body, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so there's a lot of that in there, and it's just like it's really good. It's just so well done. So that game, like, absolutely, like, even now I've completed the game, and there are some side quests I can still go and do, and that's what I'm gonna actually do as well. Like finish off some of the side quests I didn't do because sometimes you.
But the thing with me when I did when I was playing the first one, I did all the side quests before I did the like, you know what I'm saying? I could do before I went to because I just wanted to make it last. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I know what you're saying. It depends on how you want to play.
I got caught up in the story. That's the thing. The main story is so good. I was caught up in that main story. Like I did some side quests before continue the main story. But the side quests I left were like the ones where it just seemed dumb on the surface. You know, when people are like, "Oh, can you help me do this?" I'm like, "Oh, that just seems like a dumb
but that's the ones like
they can surprise you. They can surprise you.
One time I went to a place like I went far away from where I was, to a different village, and I was there, and I was sleeping in a nunnery, and I had to basically earn my keep by doing the gardening, and you actually have to plant
you got to do
plants
it
and fertilize them, and then when they're doing pick them out and bring them back and then bring them. I was like, what? This
They
game is
make it proper sim, yeah.
yeah,
It's proper sim, yeah.
and the potion making is the
If
I've
you
never
do,
seen
yeah,
that.
if you do alchemy, if you
Yeah, the
do
alchemy and all that.
blacksmithing, you really have to
No,
do
it's
it.
not.
You have to
No,
do
the
it.
smithing that's new. That's new in this one because I never
Yeah,
had that in. But the alchemy, I know about the alchemy. Just you have to get exact ingredients.
yeah,
And
yeah,
shit. So, it's-
yeah. The game is crazy. So that's there, and that's why like, I'm going to do side quests now because those ones that I thought might have been nothing could be something quite major that
yeah,
happens in them.
yeah.
So that's why I'm going to enjoy my time doing that as well.
Yeah,
But and then on top of that, I'm playing Spider-Man 2, and I'm getting far into Spider-Man 2 where I'm like, these guys, like obviously you guys already know Venom's in this game.
yeah.
And it ain't just the Venom in the movie, some clown Venom. No, no, no.
Yeah.
They've got Venom in this. Like
Yeah.
savage ass Venom.
Mm,
Breaking backs, snapping people. Like he is savage ass Venom. And I was like, this is what I'm talking about.
mm,
Like they're just hitting in every sort of like way you'd want Spider-Man to hit. They
mm,
are hitting in this game. And it's like, you'll be surprised. Obviously, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. So there's times where you'll be surprised what you get to do. Like, because it's like, rah, I didn't think they were going to let me play as this character and do these things. And
mm,
they do this in this game. Like, this game doesn't, like, they didn't try and, like, make it kid friendly. Like, and that's what I'm really respecting about that. They
mm,
actually went for it with this. They went for the jugular. And I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you understand your audience are adults and you respect that. And that's what I'm getting from this. Obviously, there's the few missions where he plays Mary Jane. That shit still annoys me. I'm like, why? Why am I playing as Mary Jane? Why is this in here? I don't know why they still do it, but I get that they're trying to tell you a story
And
and
what
they're
is
trying
it?
to.
Is it still those kind of like stealthy modes, like where you got to
Yeah,
break
yeah,
in and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I know
It's
I didn't like
annoying.
that.
I don't know
It's
why
very,
that's in
you know
there.
what that did? That was really breaking the momentum of the game for me. The first one,
Yeah,
it was kind
and
of
it
bullets
does.
and
It does.
drops.
It's so annoying. I don't know
I did.
why they put. I don't know why it's in it, and I hope that's the last of it. There's been 2 missions with her, and I hope that's it. I hope they don't do any more. Like I hope that's it. But yeah, I guess it's the whole, you know, I want to keep bringing it back to DEI, but I think there's a lot of this. They have to have representation in there of all different things, and it's like I can see this is what's going on here. But a good thing, it doesn't detract from the main story and what's happening there, which is really good. And they've really nailed it with everything they're doing with Harry, Venom, and all these like characters in the world and how they're bringing everything together. It's like it's smartly done. So yes, I
That's
think
good though.
I'm nearing the end with that game as well. So that's I have been playing. Yeah, that's me. And I've still been finding time to play World of Warcraft. I'm like doing
Oh, okay.
the
What is the second season?
yeah. I've been doing the
done another
second
season now,
season
isn't it?
with
Right.
the solo RPG. So I've still been having
Okay.
fun with that. Yeah, I'm just gaming, man. I'm playing so many bloody games. It's crazy. So yeah, so that's me. What about you, Raf? What have you been doing?
Okay, so for myself, gaming wise, I recently tried out the free weekend for Company of Heroes free, which which
Mm.
which
Oh, what, you
I'm a
don't
fan.
own the game?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm a big fan.
Wow.
I'm a big fan of that franchise. Probably, arguably, holds the title for the best RTS in history, and that would be Company Heroes 1, followed by 2 and 3. Although it came out, I think it's almost 2 years ago. Could be 2 years ago. It wasn't even close to what's expected of that sort of quality of game at that time. However, when I played it recently, it's been improved massively.
Mm.
And I enjoyed the free time I got to play with it. So much so that I reinstalled Company Heroes 2, and I've been playing that quite a bit online, as well as I played some Hearthstone recently too, and Gwent. Any other games? Those have been pretty much the ones that I've been playing, kind of like over the last few weeks, I'd say. Um,
Mm.
Other stuff I've been doing. I recently watched a show on Disney Plus called A Thousand Blows. which I thoroughly enjoyed, but I won't go into too much discussion about it other than just the synopsis. It's two friends from Jamaica come to London during the Victorian age, and they end up meeting like a bare knuckle boxer, and then it starts to show the history of boxing in England and how boxing gloves came into play and all that kind of stuff. So won't spoil too much, but I watched it and finished it. Great little mini series. So yeah, I think as more people watch it, particularly in the group here, it'd be something to revisit. Anything else? Just painted up some more models, Warhammer wise, and that was it. And with that being said, I think we can go straight into one of our topics, which was the announcement of Space Marine 3. This is great. This is really, really good. As we know, the game came out in September. It was developed over the last, I'd say, when was the first announcement? Maybe 3 years ago, maybe a bit more, maybe. And I think this is great because it shows just how well the game was received, how well it's done financially, critically, and end user wise, to the point that these guys have greenlit and said, "Listen, we're going straight in and we're going into active development of the third one." And I'm very happy to see that. And it just echoes what I have been really saying, I think, for the best part of the last year, maybe a bit more, that we are moving into an age where this grand the franchise is really moving into it's time. It's time to hit
It's
mainstream.
time's finally come, yeah.
Yeah, it's time to hit mainstream and to be there for all to enjoy and experience whichever way they choose to. And that is fantastic. So yep, announced, no date obviously, but in active development, and it's all guns going. So very, very happy about that. Anybody want to add anything to that announcement?
I mean, obviously you completed number 2, right?
I did.
Yeah. Do you see where the story? Do you foresee where the story's going with number 3?
Listen, yeah, I absolutely do. One thing I'll say, look at me, Terrence. Carl, you haven't completed it yet, have you?
No.
I won't spoil anything, but I'll say this. Now, this is one thing for me. Understand this. At this very point last year, I had not even completed Space Marine 1. I completed Space Marine 1 in the summer of 2024. That was a game that was already, 10 years old at that point? And I played it. It had a great story, a good mechanic, solid game of that 360 era. But the story, and those of us who know Warhammer is full of some good stories, but what they've done is able to have their own original story that also has its own layers to it that can be quite complex at times. So the character Titus is an original character from the games, who's so popular from the games, he ended up on the tabletop. So they ended up bringing him into the tabletop universe, and have a model for him. But the game itself, there's so many paths it can go. So many. I mean, already there's been lots of forums talking about, will they go orcs? Will they go necrons? Could this happen? Could that happen? It's literally, as I say all the time, when people try to get me to really personify a thing, there is a galaxy worth of stuff, literally a galaxy worth of stuff they can do. It is one of the best, I would say, franchises that when we talk about choice and what you can do and how you can do it, I can't think of one that matches Warhammer. I really can't.
It's very, very, very lore heavy, and the thing is, there's so much out there. There's so many books, literature. There's so many. There's so many movies. There's
so much.
You can lose yourself. I've actually that's what I'm saying. Talking to Raf about it, and going to Games Workshop, playing the book, playing playing the Total War game, playing the MMO right now. It's
you know what? You know what? I can put it to you like this. It has an ecosystem of its own. So imagine, even if there's one aspect that I'm like, okay, there's another aspect of Warhammer that would just satisfy me. So imagine, we're only talking about 40k, right? So Space Marine is set in 40k.
Yeah, there's the old
That's the futuristic version. that is not even mentioning the fantasy side of things.
Yeah.
You know, or the smaller
Mhm.
scale side of things, or the
Yeah.
story side of things, the books. None of that. And when you know, it's like, man, they have so much that they can do, even with that game as great as it was, and it's a great game. So well realized. The potential for what it can do is bonkers. So that's
Mm.
what most people are just like, wow. We weren't. I mean, we knew that there'd be another one, but to announce it
Yeah.
so
I didn't
soon
know what.
afterwards and be in active development was
It
shocking.
feels
Was a
like
shocking.
the other one is just came. Obviously, it's come out for a while now, but it just feels like it's just come out, and then it feels, but
Well,
it feels just trying to strike it while
well,
it's hot.
I'll tell you why that is, because we're constantly getting real deal content updates.
Yeah.
I mean, the content updates, some of them are just like that they are worthy of being paid for. Some of the stuff that comes, I'm like, wow, you're dropping that and this and
Mm,
that stuff that they could save for the second game. So
yeah.
this
Mm,
is good. This is another good tick for
mm.
the
Mhm.
franchise of Warhammer. So
Yeah.
in answer to your question, Sean, with regards to the story, yeah, the story was great, and the way it ended, which is why I didn't want to do spoiler, real eyebrows got raised. Like when your eyebrows raised, because the ending is very like, huh, look at this. It really one does like, huh,
Mhm.
look at this.
Who-
This
Raf,
ain't far. This is far from over. There's still gonna be
Raf,
problems and whatnot. Yeah,
Raf,
yeah.
who do you because I know you play. You obviously create your cats, but who do you play? Who do you play? What chapter are you playing?
Ultramarines.
Oh,
So you're playing
is
as
it?
Ultramarines, yeah.
Oh, it's Titus is in it, isn't he? Titus is in this.
Yeah, Titus is an Ultramarine. Is he? What is he now?
Is it
He's
like?
not a
Is it like?
commander. No, he's not a commander, but he's up there because remember
Hmm.
in the first this is what I don't in the first game he was
Yeah, he was like a recruit or not a recruit.
no he was he was a main marine, but
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
of what was going on, so basically with the first one,
but he was on the front line though. That's the
yeah,
thing.
so he was on the front line on a mission with two others, and
Mm,
basically I think one died, he got kind of blamed for it, but then
mm,
he was able to do something which Space Marines shouldn't be able to do, and so
yeah,
he was accused of heresy, and because he
yeah,
was
yeah.
accused of heresy, he was kind of exiled from his chapter,
Exiled out. Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
he ended up joining like the Death Guard. Now for me, I think the Death Guard is one of the best things. So imagine you're part of an elite group where
Yeah,
you
definitely.
go on basically death missions. And the
Yeah,
more of those you do, the more ratings you get. It's like, raw, you survived that mission. That's a mission
yeah.
that usually no comeback. So he joins that, but their armor, the way they look. Listen,
Mm,
I'll say this to both of you, actually. Sean, you won't play Space Marine, but I'll tell you this. Watch the first maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, or maybe 5 max. That entrance into that game is listen, it's phenomenal. And that you will see Titus
Mhm.
as a death guard, I believe, at that point. So he doesn't then that mission there that he's doing. So that first little mission you're doing is where there's like a tyrannid infestation, but it's
yeah,
more complex than they realized. So great.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know. So like I said, Sean, great story.
Mhm.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Why? You know what? Well, I guess I don't have to answer this here, but I'm gonna get on you, Sean, because I thought to myself, you like I had to 15 years ago with Dawn of War 2. I'm gonna have to press you to get you in, get you to experience some Space Marine, man, particularly the games, because they're not long and they're full on action, and you'll love it.
Well,
And I say,
remember, it's what Gears of War was inspired by, isn't it?
well,
You
yeah,
know,
very, very, very true, very, very, very
you
true, very true. The
know.
Gears, that whole shtick is that. And yeah, 100% correct there with
Yeah.
that.
I'll tell you one thing I was going about because I know you were sort of just like you was a bit worried because of the other games that Saber Interactive, the makers of Space Marine 2, and the makers of this new Space Marine 3, they obviously have other games that they're working on, and they had to, after announcing Space Marine 3, people obviously got concerned. They were like, "Oh, but what about the other games you've announced? So what are they basically cancelled?" And they Saber Interactive had to come out and go, "No, Knights of the Republic is still in development."
Yeah, I knew Sean
And
was
yeah,
covering that to the Republic.
because I know Raf wants to
He
get
will
with
not let
it.
go, man. He won't let it go.
Listen,
He will not let
Rav,
that go.
So
Rav,
I was very
Rav.
happy with that.
No.
We spoke
Let
about
me
this. We
just say
spoke
something.
about this.
No,
We spoke about this. Go
I
on.
can't believe you just said that.
Yeah,
No, Raf,
that
go
is
on,
so
explain,
funny,
G.
dude.
Explain. No, Raf, explain what we were saying the other day, bro. Come on, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
what's
check this.
happening?
Yeah,
What's happening?
sure. Check this, right? So we were chatting the other day. We was like, oh yeah, look. Because I was kind of hyping. I was like, yeah, you see, finally they stomping down. They're making Space Marine
Yeah,
3.
I saw your
Who
comment.
cares?
I
Yeah,
saw your comment. I
wait.
waited.
It was like, who cares about KOTOR remake? They don't care about KOTOR remake. And I go, yeah, I know Sean wants it, but man, don't care about that. And bam,
Yeah,
Sean's
but you
come up
said
in
it in the
there.
group chat. You
And
said you
listen,
like
he
Kotor.
didn't
Yeah,
listen.
I find that
Hey,
Kotor stuff.
wait for it, yeah. Sean, you didn't say nothing when I said
I
that. Because
said
I had to
nothing.
say
Yeah,
that
I
to
said
trigger man. I
nothing.
said, yeah, what he's gonna
Yeah,
come
I
back.
know.
He didn't take the bait. He didn't take the bait. I said,
I was like, no.
that was strange.
I was like, let me. I was like,
Hey.
I bided my time, bro. I
Yeah, hey,
bided my time.
listen, Sean. I would high five you right now because I tell you now,
Funny, bro.
I did the move there to trigger Sean and he didn't get triggered. And I purposely did that. That's why I was like,
That's
why are you
funny.
saying
Yeah.
that?
I waited.
That,
I said, you know what? Let me wait for confirmation from Saber to
that's
confirm that they're still
funny,
making the
man.
game.
That's very, very funny. Hey, listen, salute to you for that. That one's funny.
That's
That
funny.
one is funny.
Yeah,
You
so I
waited,
was
you know.
like,
Hey,
yeah,
look, Carl, you waited. He's on the podcast.
I
yeah.
know,
Calm and
bro. I
collected.
know.
Calm and collected. Wait. He let me do all the chatting. Yeah, chatting about Space Marine and boom, 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 boom. He was quiet. I know he was smirking as well, sitting there smirking, going, yeah, go on, keep talking, man. Keep talking, don't worry. And now look,
Yeah, mate.
funny, man.
Waiting to excel.
Yeah,
No.
you did well there. You did well there, mate. You did
Yeah,
well.
I
Well,
waited.
held it in
You know,
time. Held it.
and you know what? It's a credit to Saber because I'm very happy they're the ones doing it. Because looking at Space Marine 2, these guys care about the source material. And we need devs like that to do the KOTOR remake. Like they care about the source material. So we know Knights of the Republic will be dope because they're doing it. And this
Man.
I don't want it, but
Man.
you're not thinking like about how. Remember, KOTOR is one of the best multiple choice
Mate,
RPGs ever
listen. Let me tell you something.
done.
Let me tell you this. Let me answer this, right? KOTOR is arguably amongst the best games ever made.
Yeah,
Arguably.
yeah.
But hear me out. Now maybe I'm being selfish here. Maybe I've just drawn disgusted and tired and fatigued by the franchise known as Star Wars doesn't make me feel good no more, Sean. When I think of Star Wars, I get kind of sickened. When I think of Star Wars, I'm like, I don't want to hear nothing. And I was having this conversation with because Carl, we spoke about this, right?
Yeah.
And I remember saying, listen, look at the lasting memories I have of Star Wars over the last 10 years. Minus the two good games, right? The two good games, which is the ones, the Jedi Outcast. No, Jedi, what's it called, Sean? The ones you played and completed. The recent ones.
The recent of Fallen Order and
Fallen
Survivor.
Order in that, right? So listen, put those two specimens to the side, right? And Star Wars is a dead
man, it's been
franchise. Listen, a franchise that's been sullied and abused.
Yeah.
When I sit down and I have to say to myself, when we was having, because I don't think this is another thing. This is a topic for another time, but we had experienced a time, I think between 2013 right up to 2019, where cinema was a standard. It was a standard thing. It was just nobody went 2 weeks without going to cinema at that point. Now you're lucky if you know someone who's been to cinema in the last 2 months, right? And what was going on in
last
that time?
year?
Right. Well, there you go. I didn't want to go too extreme, but that don't surprise me neither. But check it. So you would have people, including myself, who were watching every Star Wars film that was coming out, and our lasting memories are seeing things like Luke Skywalker drinking alien milk, throwing away his lightsaber, acting like some strange, some deranged madman, right?
Yeah.
And then you
looking
see
like
what
a
they
hobo.
did there.
Looking like a hobo.
Yeah, looking like a hobo. Talking about the Force like he's. I was just like, what is this? And then we got things went sour, and then in came the Mandalorian, and then they sullied that. And it's like you just get to the point where, you know what, fed up. Now KOTOR could come, and it could be great. But I just got to the point where I don't care. That's what
I'm not excited for new Star Wars games. This is a classic Star Wars game. Because look at it. Look at Resident Evil 2 remake. Look at Resident Evil 3 remake. These games people are super happy with because they are legendary games being just brought to modern graphic levels.
I understand.
and they're legendary games. So
I understand. No, that
KOTOR
is
is one
true.
of those games that,
No,
of all the
absolutely,
legendary games to be
absolutely.
remade, that literally should have been done already. That should have been remade
Yeah,
already. Like, I'm shocked
I
that it
agree.
still hasn't been done. Of all the games we've had remade that people have loved,
Hmm.
KOTOR's been sitting there in the background. So it definitely deserves that level
I
of
agree.
remake, and I'm glad Saber are
I can
doing it.
agree with that. I can agree with that.
You know. So and it's because you can't, like, some people can overlook some dated visuals, but KOTOR's
Mm.
visuals are so bad now. Like they're so dated, you can't just pick it up and play right now. It
Yeah,
looks
no, it is
horrible,
easy.
man.
It's not easy.
It's
It's not
it's
easy.
not it's not something you can revisit easily. That's why it needs a remake. Where there's games that, you're remastering Days Gone. Days Gone does not need a like, you can literally play that game. Last of Us doesn't need a remake. You can play Last of Us. It still has up to date visuals, but KOTOR's visuals, oh man, they're just
Mm.
You can't
way
really
too
go
dated.
back to that now. You can't go back.
Yeah, it's way too dated. So it needs a remake. So that's why I'm craving for it, because I'd love to revisit that RPG again. And after all these years, it'll feel like a brand new game. Like, it would literally just feel, because there'll be so
Indeed,
much in there you won't remember.
that'd be true.
Like, other than
That'd be
remembering
true.
the ending,
Yeah,
there's
but
so
like
many missions
I
in there you're
know
not gonna
this.
Whoa,
remember.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Sure.
whoa, wait. The ending was
Mm.
did everybody
The
get the
ending I
same
remember.
ending? No, I remember the ending. Are you
Yeah,
crazy? Of course.
because it was the, like, obviously how you got there was different for everyone else,
Yeah,
but
that's
the
right.
ending was
So
the same.
everyone gets, because remember, it involves Bastila and yourself, right? I'm
Yeah,
not gonna, because
yeah.
I'll be honest with you, that there
Wait,
is a
Carl, you
month.
finished it, right?
Yeah, man.
No spoilers though.
Yeah.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
That's
We're
why
not gonna say that.
you don't want to spoil a game that's what, 20 years? Is
Well,
it
no,
20
let
years
me
old?
tell you why. No. Let me tell you why. And this is gonna justify remake film. Because there
Mm.
is a strong. Let me tell you something. Sometimes I do get questions from youngins,
Yeah,
and
people
sometimes
who
I
ain't
forget.
played it.
Some
Yeah,
people are
yeah.
young, and they you know what some of the questions I get, was it really that good? That's a question I get a lot. Like, yeah, I hear it was good, but was it? And I'm like, boy, you know what? It was even better than what you
Mm.
heard. And what I say to that is this: I would never really want to. That's like spoiling Saw for someone. Something that has that
Yeah.
level of a twist. You just don't do that. So if you don't know and you
Or The
got this guy
Sixth
right now,
Sense. I think that's one of
yeah,
the
yeah,
biggest
all them,
twists.
all
Yeah.
that level of twist, you don't touch. That's to show the public. That is to be experienced as a gaming great, and particularly not just in story and stuff, not just in how you play the game and what else, but that is what you call game writing. The fact that
Yeah.
over 20 years later you're not even going to forget. I can't. I remember a majority of that game like
Still
nothing.
don't forget that.
I remember it like yeah. So it's a special game. But yeah, Sean, salute to you. Well done to that, man. That was some maturity. You threw me off there, man. Hey, listen, Terry, Carl, he threw me off, man. He threw
Yeah,
me off
no,
because I really was like, oh yeah, look, he ain't bothered me. But I said, yeah, he don't care. He don't care. Nope.
no.
He's waiting. He's waiting on that one.
Yeah,
Waiting on that one.
Waiting on that one.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Waiting.
So
Yeah. Hmm.
I guess that snaps up what do you call it now? Space Marine now.
Space Marine. Yeah.
I guess we're gonna move on to something to do with Harry Potter. And
Hmm.
it was recently announced that the character known as Professor Snape from Harry Potter, who is from I think he's from House Slytherin. Those who know or know anything about Harry Potter will be familiar with the character. So it was announced that an actor will be playing Severus in the upcoming series. And this actor is a complete contrast of the previous actor who played Severus
Contrast
Snape.
being the
Yeah,
word.
he's the complete opposite. He is he's a black actor and he's a good actor. His name
African
is
American?
no, this time it's not African American. He's a
Is
British.
it British?
He's a British African British. If it's African American, African
So they
British, if
call
you
it the
want.
Black British.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
call
but
it
black
Black British,
British.
Black British
Um,
African,
there you go. There
Black
you go.
British
There you go.
African / Caribbean.
Um,
Um,
so I'm yeah. The thing is, some reports are saying that it's not actually fully confirmed, but some are saying it is.
no, it is confirmed, man.
But
Yeah,
it's
it's definitely
confirmed.
confirmed.
So what we have
Um,
here is a situation that plays right into the whole race swapping established characters and stuff like that. And this is a prime example of it. Now,
mhm.
um, as anyone who's listening knows, I'm not really for that. It can work in certain spaces, and this is not one of them. We do have a member and a past member who was pretty much on board with more black faces, and I'd always said, listen, you kind of got to be careful what you're asking for there, because this doesn't just work all the time. Now you're taking an established guy like Snape. Snape is I mean, he's a pivotal character in what do you call it, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So to take this stance here shows, I don't know, some real a lack of due diligence with what you're dealing with here. You know, it's like you may as well just go now. And even though you could say, well, they didn't mention this guy, you could go to Lord of the Rings now and take Gandalf and make him be I don't know, Samuel Jackson or something like that. It's not gonna work. It's gonna be like, hold on, it's Parry, you're taking the mick now. So you know, this is what's happened. It's called a big stir. A lot of fans are like, are not, they're not with it. You know, they're not with it. It's, and the bad thing is that I don't think people get it. Even people in our community, we don't ask for that. I don't know what you're thinking, but we don't care for that. We're not saying, oh yeah, please make. No, we don't. And there seems to be that kind of thing. So now it's like you draw people in to then say, oh, look at you're either being racist or whatever. And it's like, no, we don't care. We didn't ask for that. We don't care. You just putting this guy in there for what? Just to stoke people. And because to me, I'll tell you this now, it comes across deliberate. It comes across as provoking. So you're trying to provoke a kind of reaction from people that then they get in a position where they start doing what they're doing. And listen, it's ridiculous at this point. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it does feel like they purposely do these things to cause a divide between people.
Yeah.
Because
it's definitely
people will
now
fight over this rather than caring about the cost of living. No,
Absolutely.
instead they're fighting about why Snape is now black. You know, that's the discussion, not why does my shopping cost twice or three times as much as it did last year.
When you said twice, listen, Sean, twice. I wish that wouldn't be
twice or
so
three
bad.
times. Yeah.
3 times,
Like,
man.
it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. But I got people arguing about the skin color of a character.
And it all plays into what they want people to do that.
Yeah, and I haven't watched the Harry Potter series, so I don't have any real connection to this character. Carl, have you watched Harry Potter? The Harry Potter series?
I've watched a few of them. But I'm not really a big fan, to be honest.
Yeah, you know what I find? I do find this. Like, I don't think our age range is that hardcore with Harry Potter. What I do find is I think you'll get those who are younger, and then you'll also get the younger lot. So it seems as though people who come after are definitely hardcore. So like my daughter is, and I think because of that, the first Harry Potter I saw was the one I liked was the Half-Blood Prince. That's when it got darker, and started to have the kind of tones that I like. But in general, not really. I'm like, yeah, I get it, it's cool, but we're Lord of the Rings. That's what we were. We're Lord of the Rings. Our one is Lord of the Rings.
But you know, those films were going simultaneously, because when I watched in the cinema, both films were out at the same time.
Yeah, I remember it. And let me tell you now, we weren't watching Harry Potter. We were watching Lord of the Rings.
No, because when I worked in the cinema, Chamber of Secrets was out, and then Lord of the Two Towers, Lord of the Rings Two Towers came out.
That's
right.
So
they were both the second movies of the two franchises.
And I remember this. You couldn't even compare the quality between the two. Like Harry Potter's CGI was abysmal to compare what's going on. And Two Towers, let's be honest here, I'll never forget. Didn't Two Towers have like a fully fledged like hour-long battle?
Yeah.
Like, that CGI
3
was
hour
an hour
movie.
long. It's like fleshed out real deal battle. That was, you know what? I haven't watched.
That is the best film. It's still one of the best.
Absolutely. I think I'm due a Lord of the Rings weekend, man. I got to rewatch those.
So do I. It'll be so different now, because I haven't watched them since back then. So it'll be very refreshing to watch that stuff now. You know,
I tend to. It doesn't usually go more than 2-3 years. 2-3 years max, because I usually have them things on around Christmas time. I just put them back to back, not like fixated, but have them on in the background. Because
imagine. I had the Lord of the Rings trilogy DVD set and the Matrix one. Both of those DVD sets are missing. Both of them missing. All my other DVDs are here, though. All my other DVDs are here.
You know
Matrix gone, Lord of the Rings gone.
Someone picked them up and said, "Yeah, he ain't getting them back. Yeah, he ain't getting them back. They're mine now.
They got swiped. They've
Yeah,
been
man, they're mine
swiped.
now."
But so I did hear something, because obviously I haven't watched the Harry Potter series, but I heard, and I saw some video where they were saying, you're making Snape black, but do you know the story of Snape is that he was getting bullied by other kids because of how he looked. And if you're
No.
telling me they now got a black character
Yeah.
that
Listen,
is going to
I
get
don't
bullied
know.
for how
I
he
remember.
looked.
No, I remember he definitely got bullied. I'm not gonna spoil it because. Well, actually, do
Mm.
you guys even? I mean, at this point, does it?
Don't,
But put it
don't,
this
I
way.
mean,
yeah, you know, just say where it is,
huh?
man.
Yeah. So put it this way.
Yeah.
Now, Professor Snape, how he carries himself, you would compare him to the real deal villain. Like he comes across, he's
Mm-mm.
dark, he's mysterious, he's
Yeah, but I'm talking about his
very.
like childhood. His childhood is
Yeah,
apparently he
no,
was
I'm gonna
bullied.
get to that. I'm gonna get to that. So
Yeah.
you imagine you're watching the whole. Let's say there's 7 films, right? And for the 5
Mm.
films, this brother is the one guy. He just looks like, my gosh, this man is a. He don't like Harry Potter. He always causing some problem. He's a master of a certain school that is known to do more of the dark stuff. So it seems, but then it transpires. By the time you get to end films, you then read about. You see, when I said my favorite one is the Half Blood Prince, where it goes dark.
Mm.
That's when you realize, oh shit, when these guys were young, yeah, he got bullied. Now I don't remember if it was shown that he was bullied because he was how he looked, but what was really, really revealing, it was who he was bullied by. And
Mm.
that was quite revealing. It's like, oh shit, look at this. So we've been
Mm.
thinking one thing and it was the other. Now, in terms of his appearance,
I'm
his
gonna go
appearance,
on a limb and guess maybe it was Harry Potter's dad or some shit.
right. So that would be a wild guess, but but what I'm saying is when they revealing him and talking about how he looks, I think it was a case of how do I make it make sense? His appearance, not so much how he looked, but your appearance. So being
Mm.
unkept or something like that. I think it was more to do with that. But
Yeah, and that's why they were like this person, the people who are talking about, they're like, so you've now put a black character in that position for this to happen.
yeah,
Is he gonna be bullied by
yeah.
white people or other black people? Like
Yeah,
they're
but
like,
listen.
how's
These
that
people
gonna
don't think.
look?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't think.
they didn't think that through.
I don't think because if I even heard something like it was the bullying was so bad. Or did they attempt to try and hang him or something? Maybe I think I heard something like that
Oh my God.
or some
Now
shit. And
now
so you know how
imagine
that's
they
gonna
doing
go.
that.
Yeah,
That's
that ain't gonna be right.
they really
Hanging
didn't
as
think
well.
that through.
I'm
Yeah,
lynching him.
Yeah, I
yeah,
know, that's what I'm
right,
saying.
exactly.
They
So
didn't
that's
think that through.
no.
They did not think that through. Too busy virtue signaling to think, does this make sense for this character?
Hmm. Doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't.
So, yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. How that
Hey,
play
wait. You
goes.
see, even if I mean this, do some people not realize that maybe Papa Esidu simply was just the best person for the job? Ah, and check it. Listen. So check this out. So in the description in the book, I don't understand the push to change everything from the original context. The original context: greasy, shoulder length, black hair, and a hooked nose and sallow skin. Does this sound like Papa Esidu to you? Or any person of color for that matter? No, it doesn't. Descriptively, it doesn't.
No, it does
Yeah, I
not.
don't know, man.
So that's
It
why
doesn't. It doesn't. But you know what? Listen, listeners, here we go. As I said, and I'll say it again. Uh, this isn't always a good thing. It's just not. And here we are again. And I don't think this will be the last one. I'm waiting. Remember this. This is Snape. This is not Ronnie. What's the girl now?
have they
Hermione.
revealed them yet?
No,
Have
they
they
have
revealed
not.
them?
And
No, they
I tell you
haven't.
something. Whatever happens there, this is probably going to come across smooth fry.
Mine is
So
probably going to be black, I imagine,
no. Listen. I think it's
or
going to go one.
Asian.
I think they're going to go for it. Really go for it. They won't just stop there. And I hold this receipt here, and we kick back and wait and see. Because I tell you,
I
the people who
reckon they'll do Harry
listen.
Potter.
No, listen. Yeah, listen. I think they're going to go into other areas of change. Not just they may change the gender completely.
Yeah.
They may be even bring in a one of the many genders
It
as
might be
possible. So
trans. Yeah,
yeah, you know, you just
it
don't
might be a
know.
non-binary as one
Yeah,
of them. Yeah.
so that can happen, and I do believe the doors and avenues are open to do that. Is it necessary? No, not really. Again, I still don't understand. These things can work, but why not just create your own from scratch? That's all.
Yeah.
I
Your own
realize there's. I
original
realize this
stories.
is what I realize. I realize there's a real lack of enthusiasm to just create. It seems as though no, insert instead of create. Why not just create? Create your whole. I mean, imagine creating your own world from the get up,
Remember,
filled with all of
someone
that stuff.
made a film called something, The Magical School of Magical Negroes.
Yeah, that's right. They did that. We also
Fuck
had that worked
yeah.
out. They actually listen. That
They
film actually
actually
exists.
called
It
it
actually
Magical
exists.
Negroes. That's the thing. I can't get over the fact that they
Oh yeah, that
actually
was funny.
had the goal to
Magical
name it
Negro.
that.
Yeah.
Magical Negroes. Like, who thought that this was a good
Yeah,
idea? I
no, it's
just
called
don't.
the American Society of Magical Negroes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
magical Negroes. That's the only two
Yeah.
words you need to take it out of. Magical Negroes, like, wow. They legit thought that was gonna have people cracking up, and it was
You
gonna
know
it
that
was
that
gonna
that that film apparently
jeez.
was one of the worst films ever, man. In every capacity,
I
absolutely
didn't watch
horrid.
it, man. I
I
have
didn't
no
see
idea.
it.
I can't waste time like that. That's time I'm not getting back.
Hey, you see that, Sean? That's right. That's that. You know what? That's kind of how I weigh things up as well. Can I afford to even waste it? That's why you see when people say, "Oh, yeah, it don't cost nothing." Yeah, it does. It costs you time.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah,
get
Listen,
back.
it's
That's
time.
more. That's more than
yeah.
the money. You can get the money back. You can't
Yeah.
That's
get
when
that
people
time
You
back.
tell.
can't get.
That's what I'm saying. When people say that stuff like, "Oh, you can't judge it unless you've tried it or watched it or
Yeah,
played it,"
I
I'm
ain't
like,
got time for
no,
that. You
I'm
got
not
time for that.
wasting
I
my
ain't got
time. Like, time is
example.
our most valuable
Example.
commodity in this world.
You're damn right.
Mm,
Damn right. You can't
Right.
listen. As I say, people all the time. You see money that you lose, you can earn it back. See time that you
mm,
lose, don't get it
Yeah,
back.
you're not getting that back,
Can't
man.
get it back. It's gone.
mm,
Finished. These people don't understand.
Finito.
Yeah, that's it. Finito. Finito.
mm.
Okay, so
Yeah. Mhm.
that was our Space Marine, and also
Harry Potter.
our
Mhm.
Harry Potter. So now we move on to
Another
something that was
sad
so
life
something that's
event.
actually pretty. I've grown tired of these two, and I think I've also not just grown tired, but I've got to the point where like, look, I just need to accept and also be happy, and all of us should be that we were fortunate enough to be around at a time we didn't realize it, but we were at the heights and the peaks of gaming greatness. The heights and peaks of gaming greatness. No, we're not one of those you come in and have to find out just how good it was, or we were there. And we may have not known it at the time, but we
Mhm.
definitely know it now. And another another victim and a statistic now of great gaming developers going under is Monolith. And Monolith
Yeah.
um,
So Warner
Games.
Brothers brought a
I will.
close.
Yeah, I will say this. Um, they created a lot of games that I really liked and held up in high esteem. And I'll tell you something, I forgot. I don't know if you two are familiar with. Do you remember it's a game like a it kind of had the feeling of a cross between what's this guy called? Austin Powers and James Bond called No One Lives Forever. It was on the PC back in the day. It was like a female. And
Mhm.
it's funny, a female protagonist, before all of this kind of stuff, and her games were really
Mhm.
good. It was like a first-person shooter, and that was one
Mm.
of their early
Mhm.
games, and it was really good.
Mhm.
They also did Fair, which was huge,
Yeah.
um, and they
They
did
did a
the
game called Condemned.
Condemned was massive, and the other ones for me was I didn't know they did Matrix Online, but they did. But and Aliens v Predator. So listen, these guys did a lot of stuff,
Wow.
but mainly
Well,
their real heights and claims to fame was how they really got to in the last 7-10 years with the Shadow of the Middle Earth
Shadow
games,
Mordor games, yeah.
Shadow of Mordor games, and these games are examples of just how great games can be and how great in the right hands an
Mhm.
IP can be used to flesh out some of the other sides that aren't really shown. And They're now gone.
And they had and they created a nemesis system, something that had not been
Yep.
seen in games before,
No. Or
where
since.
enemies remember things that you
Yeah.
did, things that happened, and they hold a
remember,
No,
grudge.
but the thing
Yep.
is, it was even deeper than that. They would change. Do you understand?
Yep,
So
that's
when they
right.
Yeah,
change,
They would
yeah.
change. They would change basically like you've been
They would
going.
learn. Yeah, they would learn. If you
yeah,
killed them by fire, they came back
and
resistant
it
to
also
fire
Yeah,
they
and be
that's right.
like,
also and
nah.
they also change when they kill you, so they get stronger when they
Yeah,
kill you.
yeah,
They
yeah.
go up
And
in
then
they go up in the ranks. Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it's mad.
And they could also sometimes be resistant to how you killed them
Yeah,
or have
yeah. So
fear of
next
it.
time they
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So
Uh,
it was really fucking deep. And Warner Brothers went and patterned that system so no other developer
that's
can use it.
crazy though, you know, because
Yeah, that's what's
that system,
crazy.
that nemesis system.
So let me break this down for those listening. So basically, this is a report according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, that Warner Brothers took a 300 million loss last year. And you know what
Mhm.
caused that? You know what caused that?
What was that? The
Suicide.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide
Oh,
Squad did that,
Galactic.
right?
Oh, Suicide
And
Squad.
so these guys are suffering because of something they did with something that nobody asked for, nobody wanted, and nobody bought. And because of that, Monolith with their 130 employees in Seattle were gone. And
Hmm.
I hope they find. And I know the market is
I remember
wild
it's
now.
back to back for them because it's Gotham Knights and then Suicide
Yeah,
Squad.
and then Suicide
Back
Squad.
to back
And no,
failures.
there was something else as well. I think there was
But,
and the multiverse or something. There was another title they had.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, they did have a multiverse
multiverse,
game.
yeah,
Yeah,
multiverse game.
yeah.
And
I mean,
they're
their
not.
success has been the Harry Potter game, Harry
Well,
Potter
listen. Let me say this.
Hogwarts Legacy. That's it.
Let me say this. Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy 2 has been revealed to being in development. I have no faith in that game.
As a live service game,
Yeah, I
yeah.
have no faith. Listen, it's
As a
over for them.
live
Well, Warner
service.
Brothers, because the writing's been on the wall for Warner Brothers for a while, but because they have some real powerful IPs, and it shows you how things can change. These are the guys who have the Arkham series, Mortal Kombat,
Mhm.
Injustice, Hogwarts, Harry Potter, all of that. Very, very powerful IPs. But it goes to show you're one game away from destroying. And this is what's happening here. Can't rely on Arkham anymore. Can't rely on anything Batman related at this point in gaming because of what you've
Yeah.
done to it. You've now taken Lord of the Rings side of things and completely destroyed that. You're left with Harry
Mhm.
Potter, and as good as it is, and a great game, sold massively, but based on the behaviors of Warner Brothers, you can see the writing on the wall that they will do something and self-sabotage themselves with the sequel to that game, which will lead me to believe this was one reason why I kind of wanted to take this conversation to corporate Terrence, because I am now on the side of I want all these guys gone now. All these Warner Brothers, EAs, they need to go. They're not doing anything. They're harming, they're causing harm, they're destroying established IPs. They don't know what they're actually doing. They think they do,
Yeah, I mean,
but they
none
don't
of
know
us like
what they're
these
doing anymore.
publishers
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing anymore. This is consistent now, shutdown after shutdown after shutdown, and I don't think it ends here neither.
it's because
Um,
they've been so obsessed with live service games, and it's like they just don't seem to get it. And the good thing is that the developers who are making good games like Kingdom Come, Monster Hunter, these guys understand. The good thing is that these games are now selling way more than AAA games used to be the best sellers while indie games were just always underneath that. And that's all flipped around now. So these indie games are selling way more. Imagine Power World did 20 something million units. That's way
yep.
more than what AAA games are doing now. So it's like they are now completely being shown up. So publishers, if they want to make money now, they have no choice but to
Well,
start to look at the
yeah,
thing. They've got
and
no choice
also,
now.
if any of them was smart, they would be grabbing these indie guys. But the
Because look,
problem with grabbing
I,
indie guys, the problem with that is you wouldn't allow them to have their creative freedom, so they wouldn't come. And
well,
most of all, they have I mean, Sean, I'm not trying to be funny. Even
well,
logically,
EA just had a game, Split Fiction, about
right?
indie guys,
And
and it
yes,
did 2
and yeah,
million
yep.
in just 2
And
weeks.
that's okay.
So
So you
it's
see,
already
so that's
showing
where
them that.
See, so this is the thing with EA, and I don't think that's the first time they've done something like. They tend to do that because you remember that game I liked. It was the 2D game. What was it called? It had like a fairy in it. Man,
I forgot. I know which one
yeah,
you're
you know what
talking
I'm talking
about.
about, right?
I can't remember its name.
Yeah, I can't remember the name
it's a
of it,
while
but
ago.
it was an indie game, and
Mhm.
EA are known to do that sometimes. They'll step off and be
Yeah,
like, all right,
they'll
cool.
just let them. Yeah,
Yeah, they'll let
and the
them do
guy said it.
something.
He said that he was given complete freedom with his IP. That
Mm,
EA didn't pressure them
they
to do
didn't involve
anything.
themselves too
Yeah,
much.
didn't involve
That's
themselves in it, and it's just like these are the things. Those successes are what's going to have to speak to them because that money is what they care about. So
also.
when they're seeing this
Mm,
stuff, they're going to have to change because if all their big ventures are flopping, because I couldn't believe it. Star Wars Outlaws only sold between 1 to 2 million units. A Star Wars game, a
This is why. So
Star
what did I
Wars.
say? You see what I say
That
about Star
is,
Wars,
it
man?
just
Did
shows
I
that
say to
you
you?
can't run that game no more. People aren't just gonna buy
Nah,
your stuff because
people
of
aren't
the
gonna queue up to just
IP.
buy that anymore.
Yeah. So these publishers can't get away with it anymore, and they're starting to realize that. Like I don't. That's what's hitting them now because they're realizing they can't get away with it no more. The average consumer who used to just go into the shops and buy games ain't there no more. They're all holding on to
Yeah.
their money, and they're like the only games that are doing well are games that are actually good. So it's such we're in such a good place in a sense that the gaming industry is having a massive shakeup because the AAA games that are supposed to be delivering aren't doing it anymore. They're not selling. So they have to relook at what they're doing. Whilst all these indie games are having amazing success. Like they're all having amazing success. So it's like it's so good to see it that it seems like the whole gaming audience are all together on it. That like we're all moving together and supporting the good games and letting the AAA nonsense, the slop, they're letting it flop. Like no one is buying those
Mm.
games. So it's really good to see it because before they would sell regardless. Like it didn't matter. Battlefront did 18 million units. Like it was like despite when it launched, it was a terrible game. It sold 18 million because it was Star Wars, and I knew loads of people at my workplace who were just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. It's Star Wars." Like
Yep, that's
they
right.
didn't care what it was. It was just it's Star Wars. But that doesn't work anymore. You can't do that, and that's why it's like things are in such a better place now that these publishers won't have a choice. Like EA's not gonna have a choice. Ubisoft ain't got a choice. Like they're all not gonna have a choice anymore because their games are flopping. So they're gonna have to change. They're gonna have to like think about what they put out. And the fact that the Wonder Woman game was cancelled with Warner Brothers is also a light on that because that Wonder Woman game apparently was supposed to have live service elements and stuff like that. And it's like,
Yeah,
what were you trying
and
to
the
do? Like,
Nemesis system as well, apparently.
what are you doing? Like, no one asked for this. Like, no one asked for this. And clearly, you were trying to do some DEI stuff because gamers aren't asking for a Wonder Woman game. That's not what people ask for. They were asking for Justice League. People were hoping for Superman. Like when it was rumored that Rocksteady were working on a different DC IP, everyone thought it was Justice League or Superman. No one was saying, "Oh, Wonder Woman." Like no one was thinking that. They're thinking Justice League, Superman. That's because naturally, if you're going from Batman, you're thinking the next thing is Superman. So the rumors were all swirling around Justice League and Superman, and to see these guys like they do the Suicide Squad, a live service game. No one was asking for that, and then you do Wonder Woman. It's like what? Why are you doing these IPs that no one's asking for? No one wants these. That's not what people are looking for. No, when you think DC, you're not thinking of those characters. Like it's ridiculous. Like it's really crazy that they even. So I'm not surprised that the project was cancelled, but I was surprised that they shut down Monolith because it's like these guys
They
had
didn't
something
deserve that.
amazing.
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah,
deserve that. They didn't deserve
they,
that. And I'll
it's
tell you
not like they
something.
released a game that flopped.
No,
They
they
didn't even
didn't.
get to
But they're
release
paying
it.
for it. But
It's just
imagine they're paying
they're
for it,
paying.
and it's
Yeah.
sad. Like when you actually look at it, it's like you look at it and you're like, look, you know what? In all honesty, and this is how it goes. You'll always have the decision makers messing it up for those who really put the work in, the chefs, if you will, the ones who put the ingredients in
Mm-hmm.
and make it that nice meal. Now they've been disbanded, and they
Mm-hmm.
were a great developer, a great team of developers. I didn't know there were so many
Mm-hmm.
people on there, but yeah. I mean, I don't like it. But what I do take away from these things is we were at least around in a time to enjoy these people when they were in the collective that they were in and giving us the stuff that we were able to experience live at the time. I wouldn't have thought this would happen to them, and it has. And as I said before, this ain't going to be the end of it. We're going to see this again with the very few that we have left. That still are respected in a sense, because we know most of the others aren't. They're not fit for purpose. BioWare not fit for purpose. Rocksteady not fit for purpose. They're trash now. We know that. It doesn't matter what they make. We know what it is. But Monolith, yeah, I didn't see that coming. And again, like you said, because they didn't even, because their last games were successful.
Yeah. That's why it's shocking, because their last games were successful. Obviously, they had a game in development that just wasn't coming together, and you know, it's one of these things. Last of Us cancelled their multiplayer game, their live service game, because it wasn't coming together. Naughty Dog cancelled it. Like, and they probably spent millions on that, in having that game in development, and they cancelled it. But Sony didn't shut them down. Sony was just like, you know what, cool.
Well, no. Understand this. Sony wouldn't shut them down because they know. Sony deep down know that. Listen, that is our, you know, one of our golden geese that we have.
That's their golden goose.
Shut them down. Warner Brothers, where they only make games, and they don't just make games to push consoles. Like, understand this. You know, Naughty Dog are definitely responsible for units being sold, console units being sold for Sony. You cannot shut them down. That's insane. You couldn't do that. Warner Brothers have got to the point where they're quite inactive anyway.
Well, Harry Potter is their thing now. Their lead.
Harry Potter now, and that's based. Remember, that's based on what it did with the game.
It was the best-selling game that year. It beat Call of Duty.
No, brother, it did. Yeah, it did. Remember that
it beat Call of Duty that year.
Did that come out?
It was the best-selling game that year.
Wait, whoa. Was that after Elden Ring, or was it before?
I think it was. I think it might have been the same year.
After, you know. Let me have a look at that.
No, it might have been the same year. I think it was the same year.
I think it was. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But it was the best-selling game that year. Yeah, it
exactly.
was the best-selling game. It beat Elden Ring, beat everything.
Yeah, and remember, it wasn't at the Gamer Year. It wasn't at the awards.
Yeah, we
that's
know
what
why.
The problem was.
We know why.
That's what I remember. That was the problem.
Politics.
They tried to blackball the game.
Politics, man.
Listen.
Actually, Elden Ring was the year before. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Elden Ring was the year before.
15 million. That's a lot of units, man. That is a lot of units for that game. So, yeah, I mean, I hope they leave. I can hope, but you know, I know that doesn't mean nothing. I think again, Hogwarts Legacy is a one-off. We enjoy it, but I don't expect the same.
I don't know if number 2 is going to be separate to the live service game they're making, because they've said that they're making a live service game, but I don't know if that is number 2 or if that's just a separate, like Night Rain, like Elden Ring Night Rain, a separate thing. I don't know if there's a spin-off project.
Oh my goodness me! So listen, you see, this is what I'm talking about. So apparently, and this happened in February of this year. The Hogwarts Legacy 2 teaser has fans concerned, as it seems to possibly have links to the upcoming Harry Potter series. And they're like, why would this have anything to do with that? It's the legacy set so long before.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, and I said 15 million. Sorry, it was 30 million that they sold. But yeah, I expect that to just be a complete mess. Hogwarts Legacy, complete mess. But
well, you don't think the devs will nail it with a sequel?
I don't think they will. It's too much mess is going on at Warner Brothers. But let me tell you something. Warner Brothers was super strong at one point. Injustice, Mortal Kombat, on rotation, Arkham on rotation. Now look, in tatters.
They had Arkham, they had Shadow. They were just killing it with the games. That's what's crazy about it. Now look at them.
You have command of Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter.
It's because they decided they're now going to do live service games.
DC and Mortal Kombat. Listen, because I remember, put it this way, I remember Warner Brothers was so big. I don't know if it was E3 or some conference, And I would be waiting to see what they're doing. And this was around the times, even the Lego games, they had Lego Dimensions. And I remember that was huge. And I remember the booth for that had Mortal Kombat there, all these other stuffs. And I was like, man, yeah, Warner Brothers are strong. And something's gone wrong. I personally feel.
Yeah, it was a transition to live service games,
Yeah,
man.
not
Because
just
if you
that.
think about all their games before, they were single player games. They weren't live service games.
Well, no. There were single player and multiplayer games, but they just didn't have the live service aspect to it. But lest we not forget. Hold on. Remember, Shadow of War launched with some very controversial systems.
Yeah, it had a
Big boxes, right?
microtransaction store.
That's right. And that was the warning there, right there.
And
And
that
there.
was, I remember they pulled it out of the game. When the
That's
devs
right.
realized, the backlash, then they pulled it out of the game.
They
But it
pulled it
shouldn't
out.
have been there in the first place.
Shouldn't have been in the first place.
We
but
knew
we
it was a
know.
Warner Brothers.
Yep, that was a Warner
hands.
Brothers
They
move.
fed the hands. Yeah, it was a Warner Brothers move, man.
Well, look,
We know.
they were great when they were around, but that's that now. So yeah, Warner Brothers another
And then
one.
look at it. They went and got Rocksteady to do Suicide Squad. They went and got a team, the Batman Origins team, to do Gotham Knights. They were all making play. They started seeing what microtransaction money was making, and they decided to start making live service games and put all their devs on it, and just ruined the whole thing. They ruined everything, and now Warner Brothers is a joke. It's an actual joke now. And so yeah, they ruined the whole thing. So now the only two IPs they got going is the Hogwarts and the Mortal Kombat.
And
Injustice.
and listen, this is another thing. Injustice hasn't shown up for some time now. There's a possibility that could be good. Mortal Kombat was not. I mean, the mechanics and the aesthetics of Mortal Kombat was good, but the substance of it was not that well received. I know it's had some recent DLC or expansions, which look like they may be good, but on the whole, I wouldn't even look at Warner Brothers now as anything to get excited about, to be honest, at this point in time, anyway.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this is where we're at now because of obsession with live service and Sony. We saw what happened with Sony's live service efforts. One game cancelled, Naughty Dog. Concord, a game that released and was out for 2 weeks and was shut down. We've never seen the likes of anything like that happen, where a AAA game is released and shut down within 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
is a record-holding failure of a game. So Sony has obviously been learning lessons about this live service initiative.
Have they got anything? Have they got anything more in development though, or is that it now?
What, live service wise?
Yeah, is that it?
Well, no, because since we heard that the God of War live service game was cancelled, they were doing God of War, like a live service.
Basically, they were going full throttle.
They were going full throttle, just like
Everything.
Warner Brothers. That's exactly what Warner Brothers did. Everything.
Ultimately, thinking about it now, that's what they've all done. What do they all have in common?
EA,
they all
Anthem,
did
they all did it. They've all
look, even as you said, Velgard seems to have DNA of live service in it, right?
Yeah. It was a live service game. It was, and they pulled back on it because they realized that the industry is not on it. We don't want it. But as when you play it, you can see the live service skeleton is there. So yeah, they it's actually really funny. But yeah, this is what it is, man. And I'm like, this is why I say I'm glad that this is happening, in the sense that they're all learning that it doesn't work now. So they're gonna have to get back to what makes games good, because people won't buy your games. They won't buy it just because it says Arkham or because it says this. Like it doesn't matter what the IP or the franchise name is. If you're not making a good game, people aren't going to buy it. They're not buying it. So the gaming industry, like as far as gamers are concerned, gamers are doing the right thing. They're speaking with their wallets, and so these publishers are learning harsh lessons. And deservedly so. Deservedly so, yeah. Deservedly so. So let them. You reap what you sow, as they say. So yeah, man.
With that, and that was from the casting of well, no, we moved on from the casting of Snape.
That was Warner Brothers, yeah.
And now, we now come to the point where, we are 2 weeks away from this
Yeah, from the full
countdown
reveal of the Nintendo Switch 2.
to what could I mean, I'm wondering what to do on the day of this. I don't know whether to have a party. I don't know whether to have a
Party, you know.
drink, spin around, do some
Well, it
cosplay.
depends what time they're doing it. I don't
Well,
even know
no,
what time
listen.
it is
I
here.
am. To me, I'm gonna treat that as if I was staying up for a boxing match. This is big.
Staying up
This
so
is a
much,
big
man.
deal.
Yeah, it is, to
I
be
think it's
fair.
it's a
It's,
massive deal. I mean, look. Let's be honest here. We don't get these kind of events. This is an event.
no.
I think a lot of people are gonna. If people had the time
Hey,
and
Carl, are you
the
interested
know-how,
in it?
nah,
I haven't really heard
he's
Carl
not.
say
He's not
anything about
Nintendo.
that. Are you
I
interested in Switch 2?
not really, no.
He's not. He's not. I
Okay,
think. I think what I gather from Carl is that I think he enjoys listening about it and understands
Yeah,
it. Like, it's not
yeah.
his preference, but he understands how the
Yeah, I
way
understand
things
why
are.
I understand the excitement and everything.
Yeah, no doubt. And
Right,
again, in terms of the gaming space, one thing's for sure is that Nintendo have been delivering. Amongst most who don't seem to deliver anymore, these guys deliver. The thing with this is this: the reason I guess why it's such an event is a successor to maybe if it isn't the most successful console, it's second to, and
Well,
just what it
most
did.
innovative console, I think, is the
Yeah,
most
without
innovative.
that. Well,
I think.
yeah. You know, it definitely pulled
I
that
don't
off.
think there's a more innovative console than the Switch.
No,
Like the Wii was a massive thing, but I think the Wii had this like bubble and then popped, where the
yeah,
Switch
this
is
one
just
didn't pop. No, it
consistently,
didn't
you know what I'm
pop.
saying? It's been consistently good
Yeah, that's
and
true.
used by everyone. So I
That
think
is
the
true.
Switch is probably the most innovative console of
Mm,
all time.
I agree.
Um,
So
so
when I'm saying this, it's an event because of the last one was 2017, just
yeah.
2 years shy of 10 years, and again, this is them having an event, and I do feel to myself, a lot of people who are in that field, YouTubers and that, they're gonna have a good time. Particularly those who are at the event, they're gonna have a flipping good time.
Oh yeah, of course.
Financially, viewer wise, whatever you want to call it, they're gonna have a great time. Now,
So I think it's
obviously,
twofold here.
go for it.
There's I think what needs to be covered here is your hopes and then what you think is going to happen. Like the reality versus your hopes. I suppose there's two aspects to this event. What you hope will be revealed versus what you think is actually just gonna happen. What will be revealed. So I think that's the two aspects of this sort of event, upcoming event.
Sorry, I lost you there, Sean.
Yeah.
Say that
Can you
again.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
No, I'm thinking for the event, I think it's a two-way thing. Your
Mhm.
hopes of what you hope for the event,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then what you think is actually going to
Oh,
happen.
okay, yeah, sure. We
Yeah.
can do that. So, you want me to go first?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
for me, my thoughts on it and what I think will happen. I think obviously we're going to get the price reveal. These are all the obvious price reveals, technical stuff, what's inside the box, and yeah, the technical aspects. Also, game wise, I feel to myself we're going to get the new Mario Kart at launch. I'm not sure what will be secondary. We'll probably get another game like they usually have some kind of I don't know, like no, I don't want to call it shovelware, but some kind of Wii game or some game that just
Shovelware.
lets you that lets you
Like
showcase
the
what
We
you shoot.
Play type thing.
Yeah, that's it. So something that does that. Quite, I think third party support is going to be heavy. And by heavy, I mean there's going to be a lot of
Well, people showing existing games
yeah,
running on
no.
the
I
Switch
think there's
too.
going to be existing games, and I'm even going to say this. I think Elden Ring might be on there. I think Elden Ring shows up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Elden Ring
Is that
shows
a
up.
hope, or you think that's
No.
coming?
This is what I think. It's not what I hope. I don't care if Elden Ring's been there, but this is what I think is going to happen. We'll also get Metroid. And remember when I said to you, Sean, when they showed that Metroid last year, and I was like, I don't think that's on the Switch. What I'm seeing there, that looks like it's on a new machine. Do you remember me saying that?
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I do believe that launches too. So that's a launch game, and what do you call it now? Mario Kart, and heavy third party support of the likes of things like Elden Ring. That's what I think will happen. The price, I think it's going to be way more than the Switch was.
In what?
In
How
price
much?
wise.
Yeah, but how much do you reckon?
I reckon 350. UK sterling.
Okay.
Euros.
Yeah,
I reckon
350.
350. I reckon that because I have a feeling this is going to be more premiumly presented. They're gonna be showing it off as
Is it on par?
way more premium product.
Is it on par with the PSs and the Xbox? Is it on par with
We
that?
don't know. We don't know that yet.
I
So
assume
this is what
so.
this
But
reveal is gonna say.
when I say premium, I'm talking about the actual build of the unit is going to come across with a lot more premium.
Oh, it looks better. It looks
does
more
already. That's what I'm saying. So even visually, it
more
looks.
premium,
But I expect to hear from the play testers and stuff say, "Hey, listen, this is feeling like some expensive kit to justify." Because imagine this. They will justify it being more expensive based on how it feels and how even the outer of it is. So like the actual the Joy-Con, the screen, and all of that. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be OLED because now I'll take it into.
Yeah. Do you think LCD
right? So
or
now,
OLED?
check this out. So now, no, I do not believe that there'll be an OLED there, even though that's what I want. And I'll wrap up there and now talk about what I want. And what
your hopes and dreams.
My hopes. Sorry. So my hopes now is the price point. That's cool. I mean, I understand you pay for what you get. 350 sounds feasible. I hope that the rumors that I've heard are true and that the online is now going to include GameCube games. That will be a massive. When I tell you massive, that is massive because a lot of the great games that haven't actually had remastered, and it would explain why Wind Waker hasn't been remastered. It's the possibility that the GameCube online functionality may come, and that will be a big deal. I hope for that. That's a big thing for me. I also hope, above all, which will seal me buying a machine for myself, that OLED. I mean, for me to get OLED, I guess it would have to be that it's become standard. I don't think they're going to have two units out at the same time. They've never done that before. I can't see why they do that now. But I'm just hoping OLED's there. And as I said, I'm hoping that the online function includes the GameCube. In terms of titles, I also hope that every game that I own benefits from being played on the Switch. Every game I've purchased, there is some kind of benefit by playing it on the Switch too. Not just basic. I can play it. I want there to be some kind of something registered. Say, hey, listen, we now operating on a more powerful machine. Here's some more frames, or here's a sharper, or here's some softer tones.
Yeah,
or
man.
shadows,
Expect it to be
something, right? Something to take advantage of that. What else do I hope? I hope that the UI has. I mean, it's not like I don't like the UI, but I feel that there's something that could definitely improve. I look forward to a UI overhaul. Something to just makes it
you're looking for a UI
something that
overhaul,
makes it pop out a bit more, or a bit more customization. And
I never even thought about that, but
I know a lot of people don't think like that. But listen, I do use my Switch, and there are little things I'm like, man, and I do like it simplified. But I would also like.
But it is very basic as well.
Yeah, and sometimes that's good because I can get to what I want to get to very easily. But I'd like there to just be another layer to it.
And I think it needs to be faster. Like, if you're opening the store, it still takes so long to load up.
I'll say this. Well, I don't know
compared to like.
I remember it used to be. It's way quicker now. It's way quicker now. So I don't know. Maybe it could be quicker, but I remember how slow it was, and it's nowhere nothing like that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I haven't picked mine up in ages, so
there you go.
I'm just mine's just going back.
It's had up there.
Maybe like a year or 2 years.
Right.
2 years ago. Yeah.
So like I'm saying, I think those are the major things for me at this point. I couldn't really think of much else for me in terms of hopes. If those are there, I'm a day one buyer. If those things I asked for are there, that will make me buy my own one. I'll be like, yeah, I'm getting myself that. That's solid.
Okay, yeah.
Other than that, though, if put it this way, if one or more, let me see, if one or more of those things aren't there, it's not looking good for day one for me. Yeah, so if one or more are not there, it's not looking good for me in terms of day one. But I am happy, and I'll tell you something, Sean, I'm excited, man. I'm very, very excited.
excited.
Very excited.
Sound like you're definitely going to buy this hardware.
You know what? I haven't heard rapping like this for a while. You know,
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
this is
yeah,
exactly.
mad. This is
So listen,
yeah.
mad.
I
Super
understand this,
exciting.
yeah. So check this out. It's on the 2nd of May. 2nd of April, sorry.
Yeah.
So that is the day after April Fool's Day, ironically. And let me see, that's a Wednesday. Yeah. So listen, I'm gonna be chilling. If anyone wants to be on the live at the same time, listen. If anyone wants to be on a group call, or listen to this, or if you want us to be up in here having live reaction, I am game for that. Or I may even just record myself lively reacting to it because I'm excited. This feels like
Wow.
this is exciting. And
Okay.
if you notice, it's a very quiet excitement because understand this, I haven't been
Yeah, yeah,
vocal.
yeah.
I've just been like, hey, I'm getting closer to this. And this is one of those very rare, special times where something's going on. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I like this. I don't know what's coming. The leaks aren't there. You know, it feels like the old days. You know, like the old days when it's like, we know an event's coming, but we don't know nothing. That's great.
Yeah, it's fair.
I
It's
really,
very
really like
it's
that.
very low key. It's
Yeah,
very
I
low
really,
key.
really like that. I am going to have surprises, and it's great to get surprises sometimes instead of flipping things leaked and spoiled. So I'm
Mm.
excited. I am excited, and I hope I get what I want. I really do. But either way,
Yeah,
should be cool. Now, go on, Sean.
yeah.
You can tell us now.
I mean, obviously, I can start with the expectations that, yeah, I think I do expect the price of the machine to be, yeah, it sounds about right, around 350 to 400. I think somewhere between there,
Yeah.
350
Yeah.
to 400 is probably going to be the price of the machine. I do think, yeah, it's probably going to be LCD so that they can show your OLED later on. I think the OLED model will come in the future, but I think they'll probably start off with
Yeah,
LCD just to keep the price
gonna.
down.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's a
Possibly.
price thing as well. I think they'll keep it's sort of just their way of keeping the price down. Um, and so I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to see stuff like Monster Hunter Wilds, because Monster Hunter has famously been married with the Nintendo handhelds. I think that's going to be showcased on Switch 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, because obviously that's a big successful game. So I think they're going to have a big they're going to really show off that game on the Switch 2. So I think Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be definitely one of those games, one of the third-party support games that's going to be there. And I reckon it'll be obviously a launch title for the Switch 2 as well. I think Monster Hunter Wilds will be there. I think, like you said, I think we do get a new Mario Kart because they basically teased it in their little preview thing anyway. So they kind of teased the Mario Kart. But I'm expecting a Mario 3D game. So I'm expecting a Mario 3D game to be there as well because we haven't had one of those in quite a while. So a sequel to Mario
Oh yes,
Odyssey.
that's true. That is
Yeah, so
very, very true. I didn't
we
think
haven't
of
had a
that.
sequel to Mario Odyssey, and obviously they've had the Mario movie, so I think a Mario 3D game sort of just makes sense now in between this and in between the next before the next movie comes out. So I do think that that's probably going to be there. I don't expect any like Zelda game. They might probably have some remasters or remakes for Zelda, but I don't really expect much there. But yeah, that's my expectations for that event, title wise. So Monster Hunter Wilds, Mario Kart, and a 3D Mario game. That's what I expect them to show. As for my hopes, I hope one of my hopes is that they show that they're also going to be supporting a game like GTA 6. I think that would be amazing if they were to show that, yep, GTA 6 is also coming on the Switch too. I think that would be massive because obviously people haven't seen a mainline GTA on a Nintendo console for quite a while. So they've had like spin-offs like GTA Chinatown and stuff like that. They haven't had a mainline GTA for quite a while. So I think it would be major news if they were like, yep, GTA 6 is coming to Switch too. I think that would be massive. So that's one of my hopes for that reveal. And obviously, I hope another hope would be that that the screen is also OLED. So I hope they fool everyone and actually do come with an OLED screen. Um, that would be something that I'd definitely like to see. And then I suppose what can I say for the final hope is that they basically or like they reveal that all their games are going to be like upscaled for the thing. So like games like Tears of the Kingdom will be 60 frames. They're gonna like have all these updates ready to roll out on the launch of the Switch 2. That all these, like, just like the PlayStation Pro and how a lot of games, they do the updates, they push their patches up. I hope that for the launch of Switch 2 that they have these updates ready to go for all these Nintendo games, Pokemon, all that, to have their Switch 2 patches ready to go for the launch. So yeah, that's my hope for that. But we'll have to see if they do that. But yeah, that is me. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But it
Yeah,
is
that
like you said,
sounds.
there's been very little in the sense of leaks or anything. I
Yep.
haven't really seen anything.
Tight. It's been tight shit. I mean, I
Yeah,
listen.
they've,
I've heard of.
they've kept it tight locked.
I'll say this. I'll say this. I've heard things, but again, they're rumors. They're not. It's not solid information. Um, it's interesting stuff, but nothing like where you can say, okay, cool. So apparently, uh, it's all to do with the date. No, it's none of us mentioned when we think it's going to come out. Now,
Yeah,
apparently,
no.
what a lot of people are saying is the units are already with distributors from even February. From February, a lot of people who are going to sell them have got them. They're there.
I'm
And
surprised
after
none have
this,
been leaked into the real world. Like
right,
people got
exactly.
their
So this is
hands
no,
on
no.
it.
So they're basically in special storage places within the vicinity of places that will sell them. So let's say Nintendo will have a certain site that's within, say, 50 miles of where it'll be distributed to, and that's where they
Mm.
stay. But they're not in their they're not in what do you call, the boxes that they'd be in yet. So that's why you wouldn't really know. So they'd be in an unmarked boxes, but apparently they have been shipped. The thing is now, with
Mm.
that being said, it means,
When
think
do you
about it.
expect the launch date?
To say that again, sorry.
When do you expect the launch date to
Listen,
be?
I would have thought in my mind, I really thought it's going to be something like October, November. But
Okay.
now, when I'm looking at what happened last time, what did we get? Was it not revealed in a January and we got it in like a March?
Yeah, something
So
like that.
if we're going by that, April, May, June, July, it could be, which would be mad. I mean, to me, I don't understand if that would be a thing, but to release in the summer, very odd to me. But I think September. I think it's
Yeah,
September.
I do think September, because I
I
always
think
think
it's
that
September.
the people, they seem to, all these companies seem to love that
Yeah, because
the
it's
new
that.
the
You know
new
why?
term, new
Yeah, it's because
terms,
it's the
like
countdown to
school
Christmas. Isn't
term.
it? September's the countdown to Christmas
Yeah,
time.
yeah. So I'm thinking September.
Yeah,
Um,
I think the same.
yeah, I think September. I mean, if somehow they get it out in summer, which would be really weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't
But yeah, I think
understand.
September. I think September makes sense. It's always just seems to be the thing. The beginning of a school term, there's always seems to be launches in September.
Yeah.
So I think that, and it makes sense to have that out and all out way before the Christmas period, because the Christmas period is going to be massive for them, because a lot of people are going to have that on their Christmas list. So I think you're not even
Listen,
going to be able to
that's
get
it.
one during Christmas.
That's if it doesn't sell out. I mean, I reckon that there might be issues with obtaining the device. I think that's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, so scalpers are gonna,
Yes,
but
it's gonna
scalpers
kill
aren't
them.
gonna play because they were doing it all with these new Nvidia cards.
But
So
actually, apparently,
scalpers,
This is something else I heard. Apparently, that's something Nintendo's apparently got something going on with addressing that they're really
yeah, I hope so, because these
yeah,
scalpers seem to find a way.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
like, because
do.
a lot of companies do the one per customer, but the scalpers still get around it. They
Yeah, so
use
what it is,
bots
how
that
that
are
works.
separate accounts
Yeah.
that are
So
buying.
how that
Yeah.
works, because the Warhammer site has a similar thing, and I think I may explain it before. So they do the one per customer, but you need to go through a whole verification thing every damn time. And I can tell you now, just to browse their site, there's a verification every time. And I'm like, wow, every time, like, it won't remember you. It's like, nope, you got to do this and you got to do it. And it's like, my gosh.
Yeah,
Then
because
you
these
can browse.
guys, they're botting hard, man. Like,
Yeah, no,
and
they're not.
I saw one video where they got a video, a guy's got it on his screen, and there's multiple screens of all the bots that are doing confirmations and verification. And I was just like,
Jeez.
this is insane. They'll have like thousands of bots doing all this thing all at the same time, and they'll just buy up everything. And that's how they just buy up everything. And it's crazy, absolutely crazy. So yeah, I think that it's going to be scalped, because the scalpers are just waiting for something like that to come along that
Mm.
the everyday person wants. Like, not the everyday person is buying a graphics card. The everyday person going to buy a Switch, so they're gonna try and swipe all of those. But
Yeah, 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 of
we'll
course.
see what happens.
Yeah.
That's going to be a bad one. But
Oh,
yeah, with
indeed.
it is around the corner, so it's like it's very interesting because I don't really know what to expect because Nintendo are always just full of surprises.
Mhm.
And even the things you don't think they'll do it. So it's like, sometimes they'll do things that you just don't think this doesn't make any sense, and they just do it, and they have their reasons for doing why they doing what they do. So it's like Nintendo, they're one of those companies you can't really predict. I mean, I think a few months ago they released a Mario alarm clock. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah, they
like,
did.
an
They did. They
alarm
did. They
clock?
did.
Like I could not in a million years have predicted that they were gonna release something like that. So they definitely just like they really do move to the drum of their own, to the beat of their own drum. Like no one tells Nintendo nothing. Like they just do their own thing. And you have to respect that. You have to respect it.
Yep.
Even when you don't agree with some of the things, you gotta respect it. These guys do what they want to do, and no one can tell them anything. So yeah, like it'll be interesting to see what happens in this event. Obviously, I think maybe the next show we do will be post event.
Yes, it will.
So
Yes, it will.
yeah, we'll definitely talk about it, and we'll see who came close to predictions, who got
Hmm. That's
the
right.
bingo card. Whether you get the bingo, who gets the bingo. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens once that event rolls out. But yeah, I mean, we'll see, especially
Oh,
the
indeed.
price wise.
Yeah, man.
Um,
All will be revealed very soon. So,
mm,
um, I think that brings us to our end now.
yeah,
This was a good show. I enjoyed this. And I think we will move on to closing words. And
yeah.
yeah, that will push us on. So, Carl, closing words from you, please.
Yeah, man, just enjoy your games. Don't get too excited. It's not summer yet, right? So just keep wrapped up. You know what I mean? And yeah, hopefully the next one's as good as this one was. Very insightful for the Switch, because I'm not really the biggest fan, as I said, but yeah, man,
Mm,
I might have to look into it now. So yeah,
yeah.
That's good to hear. It's good to hear.
yeah, but
Hey,
yeah, man.
Carl? If the Switch 2 has GTA 6, would that make you want to buy a Switch 2?
Yeah, probably still. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Mm.
Yeah, but
There
it
you
depends on
go.
how it runs
You
and all
heard
that.
it first.
Depends on everything. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah. Of
if it's
course, of course.
level with all with the other consoles, then yeah, I want to get the best
Mm,
Yeah,
experience in it. So yeah,
true that.
yeah. Wait, do you have any of the new consoles?
no, I don't.
Yeah, you see, so
Yeah, so I'm
that's the
saying,
thing there, isn't it? Yeah, that's the thing that's got me like, if the
yeah,
Switch gets it, then I'll get the Switch because I'm not feeling to get one of these like bloody other
yeah,
consoles.
but that's what I'm saying.
Mm,
GTA is my game in it. So if that comes out on the Switch, then I'll get a Switch, definitely, 100%. But
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
And it's it's one of these sort of things. There's a number of factors there because if it does have like the hardware that is on par with the PS5, the Xbox Series X, but it's portable, it's just a win-win. And then on top of that, their online cost is less than half of the price of the PS5 and Xbox Online. So it's like it's just a win-win if it is on the Switch too. That's a massive win.
yeah,
So that's what I would go if they do have it. But other than that, it's like I just don't know about getting the consoles for it because obviously with the Switch you get all the Nintendo games which are not on PC, but with Xbox and PlayStation, all those games are on PC now. So we're getting all those games on PC. So you don't need any of those consoles.
yeah.
So that's why it's like, yeah, it would just be a massive win-win if it was on the Switch. But yeah,
Mm.
we'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see.
All right.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for that, Carl and Sean. Your closing
Yeah.
words.
Yeah, me, I'm gonna continue playing these games I've been playing. I'm gonna try and complete Spider-Man 2, and I may or may not get a review copy of this Assassin's Creed Shadows and see what that's like. May or may
Oh
not.
yeah. Oh
Not too
yeah.
fast. I'm not. It's like I was kind of surprised they sent a review copy to Asmongold, who is very
Yeah,
outspoken
that's
about
kind of
DDI.
mad. I'm sure
So
that
they,
must be
you know,
a mistake.
he said what cracked me up. He said that he's actually he respects their confidence. I was like, you know what? That is balls your Ubisoft.
That's
They
funny, man.
sent him a review copy. That is just crazy.
You know what I
You
think that
know.
was? I don't even think they realized what they were doing there. That must be just a staff member saying, "Oh yeah, he's on thing. Just send it to him." Probably don't have no clue who they just sent that to.
Oh, I mean, the guy is so outspoken. Like he
Yeah,
gets some of the most crazy viewership for his
yeah,
videos. So it's like,
definitely,
you know,
definitely.
people know of him. So it's like they actually sent him a review copy. So I'm like, you know, you got to respect their brazen enough to do something like that.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, you know, so yeah, there's that, and obviously, I think another game that's going to be coming out next month, April, is Expedition 33. So that's another game to look out for. I think everyone should
oh yes,
keep their
yes,
eye on
yes,
that
yes. I remember
game.
you mentioning this. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to jumping on that. It's one of those turn-based games. It reminds me of old school Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy 9
Yeah.
specifically. So it definitely gives me that vibe. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing that game. But yeah, till next time, we'll definitely talk about the Switch reveal. But that's me.
Okay.
And for
And
you, Raf.
for myself, yes, closing words for
Mhm.
myself will be I hope you enjoyed this episode. Um and also I would like to say get ready and get prepared for the upcoming Nintendo event. I think it's going to be special. I really do. I think it's going to be a special one. I think if you're free, you ain't got much going on, watch it because it's an event. And as I said to you before, it's almost 10 years since the last console reveal. And I still have, even imagine, I own the game, I play the game, but every so often, I play the Breath of the Wild trailer that came out in that January of 2017 because it was of that proportion. So epic, so well done, and great. And you just don't see things like that much
So
at
let
all
me
these
ask
days.
you this:
Sure.
what would you consider to be a massive disappointment if it was to
Massive
happen at this
disappointment
event?
for
Yeah.
me would be kind of the opposites of what I want. So overpriced, poor hardware, lack of support for games that I already have.
Mm.
Those would be like big disappointments. They'd be like, wow, if that was to happen, I'd be like, what?
Oh, are you expecting backwards compatibility then? Yeah.
Oh,
No, no,
they've
no, no,
already
no, no, no.
confirmed that.
Stop,
They've
stop,
already
stop, stop,
confirmed
stop,
it.
stop.
Mm.
Listen. Not only backward compatibility, I want my games enhanced. So
Yeah,
when by
yeah.
enhanced, when I say enhanced, I want them to at least show some
Improvement.
difference in the fact
Yeah.
that it's being played on
Yeah,
something else. I
man.
don't expect it.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying I'm gonna get 60 frames, but at least some
Yeah,
sort
I
of
know.
difference. So I'm like, oh, okay, look, he's playing on this one. This is what you're getting.
I don't see
Um,
why not 60 frames. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly.
I
No,
think
well,
they
well,
should
well,
at
wait.
least
Well,
see that shit.
listen. I don't know if I got conditioned to just not expect that. Maybe it's
Yeah,
that I don't know, but
I
I'm
don't
not.
know.
I'm not even
Uh,
expecting that. But I would expect at least a little bit of fidelity, a little bit of
You know why I say this? Is because Nintendo consoles were always about that. The games were always Nintendo games were
Well,
always
I'll
60
say
frames.
this, and they were always if they weren't, they were always stable frames. I've always got the issue with 60 frames is my place. As I said to you, after experiencing Bloodborne and seeing what they pulled off with that nonsense, with not even having a stable 30 frames, I'm like, what? Not even target, not target. That's one thing Nintendo never do. They don't do target 30. They like to stick at that area, 30 frames. And that's cool. If it's smooth, depending on the type of game it is as well, I can, maneuver myself to be able to get around that. It's when things become inconsistent all over the place. That's when we've got an issue. But yeah, as I said, those are the kind of things that I would consider as a disappointment. Or if they turn up and it's one game, one game coming out of this Mario Kart,
One game.
I'll be like,
No, they can't do
I'll
that.
definitely would have issues at that point.
No.
But
I
Dave,
mean,
yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'll say this. I don't remember being in any real situation where I've been like, oh man, I've really felt like completely disappointed. Because what can happen is, like, even if you go to the Wii U was a disappointment, but the software was not. And that's what I think happens. If they disappoint one way, they won't disappoint you the other. The Switch had no disappointments at all. The 3DS was not really a disappointment in the area. The Wii was nothing but surprises. GameCube was nothing but surprises. N64. So I mean, you know, they consistent with not
Well,
really disappointing you fully.
I remember it was a disappointment when they announced the new Switch, which was just an increased battery life, and it wasn't the OLED when everyone was expecting it to be the OLED, but the OLED came later. But the fact that when they announced the new Switch, it was like, oh, it's a red box and it has extra battery life. Remember that?
I do remember
when
that.
happened?
It was
And it was like,
that
what
like
the
the Mario
hell?
version or something? It was the Mario version, right?
It was like a red version that they were like,
Yeah.
oh, the box is now red and it's got a
Yeah.
little bit more battery life, and that was it. And it was like, what? Why did you even announce it?
Well, but remember, they've been known to do that. That's what I think they're one of the console companies that do so much revisions of their current console. It's insane. Like so many different versions of the same console in its lifespan. They do that. They're known to do that.
It's because it was so minuscule. I don't know why they didn't just hold it off for the OLED one.
Well, let me tell you this. It wasn't. Do you know the Switch was out? When the Switch was out, there was still a Wii. There was actually a Wii that was still being made. I think it was red as well, and it was being sold in India or somewhere. It was still being made.
I didn't know about that.
And it was, yeah, I remember it thinking, what? They were still having Wii's on the factory line, and it was,
That's
I was
wild.
like, damn, the Wii, yeah. And I remember that thinking, wow, it was insane, but that was still going on. So yeah, that's Nintendo definitely them. I mean, I can't tell you how many different 3DSs there's been. I mean,
There's been loads of those.
one of the last. Imagine I got the first 3DS and also got the last one that came out. And the revisions are always like, apart from that one, that Switch one didn't make much sense. But usually the revisions are always very like, okay.
Yeah,
so
that's what was surprising, because it's like it didn't make much sense, that one.
But I think what happened with that one was it became the new standard, didn't it? I think
that's what happened.
Yeah, that's what it was. It
they
became
made it
the new standard.
And it was
so
like,
they added some. No. So that kind of made some sense. It was the complete replacement of what you would normally get. So that I get. It wasn't to coincide. It was like, listen, this is now the new model going forward. So if you buy a Switch now, this is the model you're going to get. Which I guess, you know, obviously, I think it was something to do with components changing and stuff like that. But it's all good. But yeah, so my closing words were what they were. I'm not sure if I've got anything else to add to those, other than, as I was saying, you know, you listen to this podcast, you've got to this point here, you probably at the minimum have some interest, and we all know the name Nintendo. They're gonna have a massive event, a once in a decade type of event here, and it should be good. It should be good. So that's my closing word. So the next time that you'll hear me, I'm even going to be talking about.
We're talking about high pitched voice.
How excited I am. Or there's going to be some nonsense going on. So it's going to be.
It's going to be mellow tone.
That's
going to be. It's going to be.
That's going to be funny, because it's going to be like, listen, man.
You've got to listen to the energy in his voice.
It's a bit different, man.
Jeez, that's going to be hilarious. So I'm sitting there. I'm hoping I'm not watching that and just shaking my head. I'm thinking, man, I got to get back on this podcast and explain what the hell happened, because it won't. That won't be nice. That won't be nice at all.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's crazy that they did such a gap between the reveal of the hardware to the full
as
reveal.
I said, I have a feeling that was investor related. The timing of it was odd. I think it was confident, trying to give them confidence that, hey, listen, things are really going on. And you know, although for us, even me looking at it now, I'm not gonna lie. At the time, I was kind of mad, but now I'm like, okay, that kind of like has now opened the gate.
No, it sort of coincides with what you said. You know, that they wanted to get ahead of the leaks because they've already sent the hardware out.
Yeah, of course.
So it might be because of that.
So you hear this? That's what I said. And now you see, like, you're kind of clocking that now. What can someone reveal now? Oh yeah, we got the factory. It's got this. That. Well, we already know there was a trailer for that. And this is what I was saying. So as I said to you, them guys were saying that, listen, there are Switch 2s in lots of different regions in Nintendo hired factories, but they're not in those in the illustrated boxes. They're in their like standard box, but they are there, and that's why they're like the machines are there. And it's like, what? And they're like, yeah, they're actually there. They're just not got the date yet, and they haven't got their sleeves on it. So I was like, that's interesting. That's really wild. But yeah, so I was like, okay. So who knows? It's just down to them. And remember, you could get one, but unless the online infrastructure is online yet, you may not even be able to use it yet in its entirety. So that's another thing too.
No, the Nintendo has a lot of control over the Switch operating
Them,
system.
listen, Sean, you know how they are with their ninjas, man. They send them ninjas out. Forget about it. They're the one company who got different ninjas, different type of ninjas.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen with that court case with Power World, because the Power
Yeah.
World devs are still like posting. They seem like they're in
Yeah,
good
they're all right.
spirits.
Listen. For now,
So,
what they're doing is it's not
yeah.
a cease and desist. They're just like, well, okay, it's
Yeah.
a pending thing, and they're just cracking on. But I'll say this: the more money they make, that could be more of a problem for them. Could be more of a problem for them because Nintendo will try to bury them. Or
Yeah.
next thing you know, they'll either try to bury them or absorb them, one or the other. But I think I'll go with the trying to bury them and get them out of here. They are.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll
see.
they're
I mean,
trying
the guys behind Power World Pocket Pair are now becoming publishers, so they're helping other indies come up. So they're really good,
Yeah, that's
good
good.
people, man. Yeah,
That's very good. That is
they're
very good.
helping others come up. Yeah,
Very, very
because
good.
they got the money to invest in other people and help
Yep.
other indies get out there.
Good move.
So hopefully Nintendo don't fuck them, because these guys seem like good guys. You know, they seem like a good company.
Yeah, man. I like that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, it'll probably be a few more years before we see the results of that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so on that note, we're going to call it, and we shall be back again next time, listeners. So until then,
Post Nintendo. Post Nintendo.
Yeah, post Nintendo reaction.
No doubt about it. All right, guys. So until then,
Peace out.
bye bye.
Peace.